Hi everyone, Dave here, Fit and Healthy Forever. I wanted to just do a very short video today on gallstones. A friend of mine I know that's had a gallstone, and I was just looking up what it is, how it forms, what stops it, what can sort of help it to get rid of it. And I found a few interesting facts that I didn't know, so I just passed it on to him. Now, I think the biggest misconception is that eating fat does not cause gallstones. A lot of people think it does, but it doesn't. I'll just go through why. Gallstones are caused by low amounts of bile in the gallbladder, and bile's like a detergent that breaks down the fat and stops the stones from manifesting. So if you don't have enough bile, you run the risk of getting gallstones. In fact, the remedy for curing gallstones is usually taking purified bile salts. So what triggers the release of bile? Surprisingly, eating more saturated fat. So all you people out there who've been on the low fat craze forever and a day, you run the risk of getting gallstones. One of the risks, that's just one thing that you risk with it. I mean, it's crazy going low fat anyway. I've been through this before. But anyway, the one thing that triggers the release of bile is eating more saturated fat. So low fat diets can increase the risk of getting a gallstone. So you need some saturated fat in your diet to help prevent gallstones at least, besides all the hormones and things that it helps to make. So what's mainly behind getting gallstones is eating too many refined carbs as well. So today's society is everything they eat is refined carbs. It's from breads, from rice to pasta, to crackers, to waffles, to biscuits, to crisps, everything. It's all refined carbs. The mantra I go by now is if man made it, don't eat it. So, you know, if it's made in a shop by some bloody so-called chef or whatever, don't eat it because you just don't know what's in it. So mainly, as I say, getting too many refined carbs and sugars, which increases insulin. Now, gallstones are really cholesterol stones, surprisingly, which is something I wasn't aware of myself. And what is responsible for increasing cholesterol is, again, insulin. So when you're eating a lot of refined carbs, you're spiking insulin every time you eat them. And also high protein to a degree can spike insulin. But it's also responsible for increasing cholesterol. Now, I've been over cholesterol before, and high cholesterol is not a problem unless it's consistently high. If it's consistently high, there's an underlying problem that you need to look for and address. High cholesterol, every now and again, it's just your body adapting to something. But if it's consistently high over a long period of time, there's a reason why, and it needs investigating and sorting out. So don't just jump in and go on a drug to lower it because your body's telling you something. It's raised it for a reason. So also high estrogen can cause gallstones. So when women are on HRT or estrogen replacement therapy as well, they run the risk of getting gallstones. If you've already got gallstones, you could try, and I believe it's very good, to go on a ketogenic or intermittent fasting type eating plan. Take purified bile salts, and this will help to dissolve the stone. So before you go to the doctor and you start taking medication, pills, what's it called, that orthoscopic surgery or whatever, keyhole stuff, just try this, because it doesn't always follow that you have to have a medication or a treatment or a minor operation. Try these things first. And if it doesn't work, then fine, go for whatever you think is the best. But I just think we jump in too quickly with tablets and pills and treatments and surgeries, and it's not always necessary. There's a place for it, but it's not always necessary. So high-fat diets like keto diets do not cause gallstones unless you're consuming high carb with it. Now, if you're on a keto diet, you wouldn't be consuming high carbs. But when people are eating high carbs, high fat, high protein, if you regularly have a cooked dinner for your evening meal and you've got a huge chicken breast, you've got a huge pile of potatoes, and you've got quite a lot of fat in there with your meat and your gravy and stuff like that, then this is what's causing society to have obesity and diabetes. You've got to just be a little bit more aware of what you're putting on your plate. By all means, have your veg, have your fats, have your carbs, but be careful of how much you have. I know going back in the day, I was exactly the same as everyone else. If my plate wasn't overflowing with potatoes and meat, and then I wasn't happy. But you've just got to monitor what you're doing. So if you're having high carbs and high protein as well as high fats, this is where the problem comes, not only with gallstones, but with type 2 diabetes and with it, obesity. If you're on a low carb diet, you must consume high amounts of veggies and salads. Now, if not, you run the risk of clogging the liver, and this reduces the release of bile salts that can lead to gallstones. So basically, if you clog the liver, it can't release bile salts at the rate it needs to, and so you're running the risk of a gallstone that can't be corrected without surgery, shall we say. So you just need to be aware of this. High amounts of veggies and salads help cleanse the gut and digestive system and keep everything running through. So I just wanted this quick video to go out there so that people are aware. I must have known endless people over the years who've had gallstones, and from what I can remember, every single one has gone in for some sort of surgery. And it seems to me that this is just an easy way of getting rid of it. At least it's worth a try before you go for surgery. I just don't understand why this hasn't come to light before, but I sort of Googled it, looked for it on some of the sites that I use because someone asked me about it. Just said, do you know anything about it? And I said, not really, but I'll look into it for you. So just wanted to get that out there. As always, I've always these days believed that food is your medicine, and that's how you should view things. If as a last resort the food and that doesn't work, and your rest, recovery, your training, then you need to look at surgeries or treatments afterwards, but not firstly. Definitely not first. That should be a last resort. Your body knows how to heal itself, it knows how to regulate itself. You just have to give it the right raw materials to do it, and it can do it. And I've proved that to myself. I don't need to prove it to anyone else. I've proved it to myself. Try it and see for yourself. It's so easy. So anyway, thanks for taking the time to listen. That's just a short one. There's more coming, obviously. I do enjoy this. I know if people are not interested, that's fine. I'll put the information out there. It helps me to learn, it helps me in my quest to stay fit and healthy. If you're not interested, that's absolutely fine. At least you've had a chance to get to know what the information is, and somewhere down the line later on you may want to try things like this. So thank you for taking the time to listen. As always, like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing, tell your friends, and stay fit and healthy forever. Thank you for listening.